What's up, guys? In today's video we are going to take our blank corner braces from Extrusion Overland and turn them into this with the Baja Design S2 Sport lights. Let me show you how we're going to get this done. So we got two new corner braces from Extrusion Overland, and you can see they have this cutout right here in the middle, and they're specifically made for the Baja Design S2 lights. Okay, so we got the clear and the wide cornering pattern. Let me get these out of the box, and I'm going to show you exactly how you have to attach them to these braces. Here's what you're going to get in the Baja Design S2 kit. So obviously we have a pair of lights, again, clear lens, wide cornering pattern. They do send a wiring harness. We are not going to be using this because we have that 12 gang switch panel in the truck. If you follow the channel, you know what I'm talking about. And then of course you get your bag of all the hardware. There's some wiring connections in there, the mounting brackets and things like that, along with instructions. That's what you're going to get from Baja Designs. So over here, again, as I showed you, the two plates from Extrusion Overland, they do send, of course, the T-nuts that you're going to need to mount them to the rack. And these 8 smaller screws right here, they are, let me actually show you what they're going to be used for. We're going to need those to attach the lights to the new braces. All right, in order to do that, you have 4 screws on your the front plate on the S2s. It's a 2.5 millimeter Allen head. I'm going to go ahead and remove those 4 screws, and that's going to allow us to take this front plate off. Now these 4 screws that you're taking out of the S2s, you can go ahead and set these 4 aside. We're not going to need them anymore. They're going to be too short for what we're about to do. All right, now that we have the 4 removed, we can take this front plate off, carefully set the light down, so we don't drop it, or because that lens would be loose right now, so you don't want to dislodge that. So now we're going to take our bracket from Extrusion Overland. The front plate is going to go on top. The light, actually, let me show you this first, so you can see how the lights fit right in there. It's a perfect fit. They couldn't have cut them any better. And then we're going to take the front plate, line them up with the holes, and we're going to use these longer screws from Extrusion that you will get if you purchase these this kit. And we're going to use the new hardware from Extrusion to go ahead and secure the front plate. So basically you're sandwiching the brace in between the front plate and the light housing itself. Okay, so the finished product is going to look just like that. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and repeat the process with the other one, and then we'll get them thrown on the truck. Once you have both of them put together, all we're going to do is, if you already have brackets, Extrusion does send the hardware, the T-nuts and the bolts that I showed you, but since we already have plates there, I'm just going to reuse the ones that are already in place. I also like them because they're black. Extrusion sent the gold ones. I'm not a fan of the gold ones. I swapped out most of my bolts for the black. So I'm just going to go ahead and loosen these 4, remove the plate, and then pop the new one in place. So you can see we have both S2s mounted with the new braces. As far as wiring goes, that's the next step. Typically, you would take your wiring connections from the S2s, plug into the wiring harness that's supplied by Baja Design, and then go to power from there. Now, we are going to be removing our 3-inch pods that we have here on the rack. 2 different reasons. Number one, these are driving beam patterns. We're going to be relocating them to the front of the truck on our A-pillars. The other reason we're going to be removing, and we're making the swap to the S2s back here, we're going to do a little rearranging with this bed rack, so make sure you stay tuned. This Extrusion Overland bed rack is hands down my favorite addition that we've put on this truck. It is so modular. It allows you to basically configure it any which way you want. We're going to be making some pretty good changes to this rack, and we need to get these 3-inch pods out of the way. That's honestly the biggest reason we're making the switch to these S2s built into the braces. So at this point, I'm literally just going to cut the connections off. We're going to use the existing wiring to my 3-inch pods. If you want to see how I did all that, I do have a video on these 3-inch pods. I'll link that down below for you. But I'm just going to cut this wiring connection off, tap into the wiring from these 3-inch cubes, put those up front, and then we're just about ready to test these things out. Hey guys, don't forget to check down below the video for all of our channel partners and our discount codes. We do have a few down there. And make sure you check out Extrusion Overland's website. They are not all about bed racks anymore. They have a ton of stuff on their website. Camping gear, lighting, Of course, the bed racks, which is what they're known for, but just a ton of stuff that they have, you know, now available on their website. And of course, our discount code is useful site-wide. You can even use it on bed covers. You know, they just have a ton of stuff on their website. So check them out along with all of our other discount codes and partners down below the video. Okay, so you can see we have the wiring from the 3-inch pods exposed. We had that tucked up in the extruded bars, and I'll give you a look at that once we're finished up. But using this stuff that I got off Amazon, it's perfect to hide the wiring up in the openings on the crossbars. So basically at this point, all I'm gonna do is cut the wiring to the 3-inch pods, and then we're just gonna splice the S2s into that positive and negative. All right, so the wiring is completed. All we did was run extensions. Coming off the S2s, the white is your positive, the black is obviously your negative. So we just used 14 gauge wiring, extended over using the weatherproof butt connectors. And what we did was we took our positive and negative coming from that S2, the positive and negative coming from this S2, so 2 positives and 2 negatives. We have the 2 positives going into one side of a butt connector, and then out the other end of the butt connector is just a single positive that's going down to our MIG tuning switch panel. Again, if you want to see the in detail wiring, I'll link that video down below of the 3-inch pod. I'm not going to go into crazy detail just because I don't want to keep repeating myself on the channel showing the same stuff. Okay, and then the same thing with the negative. We have the negative coming over from this S2, the negative from this S2. So we have two blacks, 2 negatives into one end of the butt connector, and then the single black or single negative coming out the other end of the butt connector that goes down to our ground for the switch panel. Now, in order to clean all this up, I picked this stuff up off Amazon. I will link this down below as well. Everything will be linked down below, but this stuff is perfect for fitting up in the channels. So you can literally just take your wiring and pop it up in the channel, and then this fits in there perfectly, and it keeps everything tucked up inside the grooves here in the extrusion. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get another piece, but you can see that secures it up in there, and honestly, it's black, it blends right in with the rack. You'll never even know it's there. So I'm gonna get another piece to finish going over the other way, and then a piece coming down this side here. That way all the wiring is hidden. Again, if you guys follow my channel, you know my OCD with that kind of stuff. You cannot see wiring with my installs. So yeah, I'll link all this stuff down below. I'm just gonna finish cleaning this up. We'll turn them on, make sure they work, and then we'll wait for nighttime and test out the patterns and see how we like it and what we think. Install's complete. Let me go hit the power button, make sure these things work. That's what we like to see. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll wrap the video up. I'm gonna wait till it gets dark, and we'll do one final shot, just kind of giving you guys an idea of the beam pattern when it is dark out. So yeah, that'll be the next clip coming up, and we'll wrap this up. All right, guys, here we go. It is pitch black outside. You can see we have our taillights on. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the parking lights off, so it's gonna be totally black. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on only the S2s. That's all you're gonna see right now. There you go. Sorry about the shaky video. I had to reach in and hit the button, but that is an awesome output, and it's perfect for what I need them for. Backing down my driveway at nighttime, or if we're doing a little night fishing, hooking up the boat, backing down a ramp, doing whatever. Perfect. And there you can see how it looks on the backup camera. You can see we don't even have the brake lights pushed. I'll push the brake lights. There you can see the brakes. We'll let them go. So there you have it. It's just the S2s on the screen right now. Looks good. Not a total washout by any stretch. Lights up behind the truck. Really nice. Here we are next day. Let me know what you think about these Baja Design S2 Sport lights built into the extrusion overland Bedrack braces. I absolutely love them after seeing them last night for the very first time. I'm more than happy with the output. They're perfect for what I'm trying to do. And, you know, I love my LASFIT 3-inch cubes. If you're new to the channel, LASFIT is one of our longest standing partners. We do run all of the LASFIT lights on this truck. Unfortunately, they don't make anything like these that I could have built into the braces and get them out of the way. Again, as I mentioned, the only reason we're making this swap and making this change, those cubes were going to be in the way for what we're going to do with this Bedrack going forward. So make sure you stay tuned for that too. I'm real excited about the projects we have coming up with this Bedrack. So if you guys have any questions, the wiring, that video I'll link down below if you want to see how I wired up those 3-inch cubes, you know, in more detail. I know we went over that really quickly in this video, but that will be down below for you if you want to see it. Any other questions on anything else we covered, make sure you drop them down below in the comment section and we will get them addressed for you. Thanks as always. I appreciate all the love and support on this channel, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.